same way in 5 years. But what will we do? We'll follow the customers. But in the meantime, we've got their email address, so we can continue the conversation. One of the few things that's never disappeared and is unlikely to disappear is the email address. And it's one of the first things we check every morning. So we can collect an email address on a Facebook page, and I recommend you'd integrate that. What if Facebook went down in the morning and you were doing all your marketing to 5,000, 10,000 fans, and suddenly the rug was pulled from under you? We don't pay for Facebook. It's free. So we want a backup plan, and the backup plan is email collection. You can put a contact form in there. You can have people contact you through Facebook. A lot of people think that just because people are using Facebook, they might never want to email or telephone or anything like that. But we got to do business the way our customers want to do business. If they want to send a message to us by email this way, then we can make that available to them. So we can customize where customers come the first time they land on our Facebook page. So in this case, we worked with a bar that had a profile page with lots of friends, 2,000, 3,000 friends, and they wanted to move them all over to a fan page. So what we did was we created an offer saying we're going to give away a gift card, a $200 gift card as an incentive for you to click like. And when they click like, again, we collect an email address, and we're able to do a drawing from that. But we can customize what somebody sees the first time they get to Facebook. And that's important because it can reinforce your brand. It can be a call to action. Sometimes when people come to your Facebook page, they forget to click like because they get distracted by text on the wall. What we want to do is give them a very, very clear call to action. That says, click the like button and you're in with a chance of winning. So we've got them doing one thing. We can add videos. So the first time somebody comes to your Facebook page, maybe they want to see a video. Maybe you want to showcase one of the best nights you've had in your bar, a traditional Irish music session, and somebody can press play directly from the Facebook page. So these are all possible with customization. These are things that you can do yourselves really easily on your Facebook page. You can put in a map. So how does somebody know how to find you? You can add a map to your Facebook page so that anybody who's from out of town might want to find you. They can put in their directions. Easy to do. These are all tabs. And you can create these yourself using this website, shortstacklab.com. There are free versions, there are paid versions, but that's how we create all our custom tabs that you saw there for our customers. We do, we do some advanced graphic design and some coding, but real easily you could drop an image in there and add it to Facebook, and the first thing people see when they get there is this customized image. So Facebook Places. So Facebook recognized that location-based services are becoming more and more relevant. More and more people have a smartphone. Dave spoke yesterday about wanting to attract that guy who's got a $500 or $600 smartphone in his hand because he's more likely to spend more money. And of course, we're claiming deals everywhere we go now. Facebook Places was brought out as a kind of a response to Foursquare when Facebook recognized we've got 500 million people. Why don't we integrate some location-based services in there so that customers, or so that bars, restaurants, businesses can incentivize a customer to click check-in. So you might have seen Facebook Places already, but the big brands are getting involved in it. H&M there's got 20% off your entire purchase just for clicking that blue button that says check-in. So something as simple as that. So this is the new loyalty card. No more you punching a star-shaped hole into a card, and when there's 10 holes, you hand it back and you get a free meal. This can all be done online now, free of charge, using Facebook Places. And you can set up offers any way you want. First time you check in, you get a free appetizer, welcome to the bar. Fifth time you check in, congratulations, you've been here 5 times, we want to reward you for that. Or you check in with 3 or 4 of your friends, and we reward you for bringing your friends with you. So all of these options are available through Facebook Places. What you see down here on the left-hand side, the very bottom of the screen, you see the number of people who like the page, which is 2,920, and you see the number of people who've checked in, 705. So we have combined, in this case, Facebook Places and Facebook main page into one place, so I can see at a glance how many people are checking in and how many people like my page. So, I mean, that's a fairly high number. 705 people have gone into that restaurant, opened up their smartphone, and clicked check in. And what happens? It posts it to their profile, and all their friends see it. Somebody could come and join them. Somebody might be in the area and say, whoa, I see John's in Schmitz. We got to go down there and see John. Or at the very least, somebody is seeing it on their wall when they log into Facebook and wondering, what's that place that John's at? I should check it out. So it creates all these viral opportunities that are completely free. So here are some of the offers that you can run. 10% off your bill every time you check in, or receive a free Irish meal just for checking in. So I'll show you a video near the end of the presentation about how we increase business by 30% for a bar just by using Facebook Places and Foursquare. So that's just an overview of the platform. I'll talk about some content for Facebook in a little bit, but I want to move quickly through this because I've got a lot to cover. So moving on to Twitter. So if you think of Facebook as the place where your customers you already have are congregating, they're talking back to you, think of Twitter like a water cooler. Think of it like a listening tool, somewhere where you can listen to what people are saying about your business. You can type in a search and see what are people saying about the Six Nations in Brussels, what are people saying about Kildare's in Westchester, and you can join in the conversation. It's not enough anymore for this water cooler talk to take place the other side of the world and you don't get involved in it. Now you've got the opportunity to get involved. I checked into McGillen's yesterday when we went for lunch. I opened up my phone, I checked in on Foursquare, and I just checked in and I unlocked a special that I could get, I think it was a $3 Pabst Blue Ribbon or something like that for checking in. But this morning I checked my phone, I got a thank you message from McGillen saying, thanks for stopping by on Twitter. So they responded because they saw my Foursquare account was linked to Twitter and they thanked me. So they're actively engaging in it. So it's a virtual water cooler. We can monitor our competitors, we can monitor what people are saying about us, we can monitor for people saying dinner recommendations in Philadelphia or good place to drink in Columbus. We can put in any of these search terms and it's an instant engagement tool. It works best for real-time interaction. So as a bar owner walking around the bar, you see a fantastic meal just came out of the kitchen, take a picture of it, tweet it out. You take a picture of your new staff member, you tweet it out. I'll show you some content examples in a little bit. And Foursquare, just like Facebook Places, this location-based service, becoming more and more popular. Foursquare gained a lot of notoriety because you could reward the customer who checked in the most times in your bar with a title called the mayor. He's now the mayor of your bar. How well would that work for an Irish pub? You've got a mayor. You can give him a sash. You can say when you wear that sash, you get 50% off all your drinks. I worked at one bar where we created a mayor special where when the mayor was in the house, he got to wear the sash. We took a photo of him and we put it up on the wall. Just like a golf society, past presidents, we have past mayors. So it creates this whole element of gaming, and somebody else will want to become the mayor, so they'll try and check in more. And how will they check in more? Well, they'll have to be in your bar. And if they're in your bar, they're probably spending money. So you're creating this gaming element all around people checking in. At the same time, they're sharing it with all their friends. It's not costing us a penny. Foursquare also gives you amazing intelligence information, amazing data in the back end. So once you claim your location, every one of your bars here right now is already on Foursquare. You don't have to do anything. It's there. Customers are using it. I haven't given a talk yet where a customer has said, I'm not on Foursquare, and it's true. You're all there already. Your customers are already checking in. They're leaving tips about your business, so that if I'm in the area, I can see what place I don't want to go to. I can see what place I want to go to. So you need to see what people are saying about your business on Foursquare. As the owner of the business, you're allowed to claim the venue, which means you can take control of that page by proving that you're the owner of the bar. And once you take control of the page, you can send messages like McGillen's did to me, thanking me for turning up, thanking me for dropping by. And now I'm telling everybody about McGillen's. And maybe I'll tell more people about it. And on it goes. So here's some of the things that some of the screens that you get with Foursquare. The first one on the left there is somebody, I checked in BD's Mongolian Grill, a grill in Columbus, and up popped this little message on my phone that said, since you're so close to Michael O'Toole's restaurant, try the Amber Ale. So somebody else had left a tip. One of my friends on Foursquare had left a tip saying, I see you're in the area. It knew based on GPS where I was, and it said, you should go to Michael O'Toole's and check out the beer. Now what would that mean for you if when some of your potential customers were in the competitor's bar and a message popped up saying, no, jump across the street, the beer is better. And it's easy to do. And your customers are leaving these tips already. In the middle there's a famous ice cream chain in Ohio called Jenny's Ice Creams, and they rewarded the person who checked in the most in Jenny's with a tour of the production kitchens. And that's something that's important to people who go to Jenny's. They love that artisan ice cream. And then on the far right, here's a mayor offer that I came across in Washington, D.C., in Georgetown, where the mayor gets to drink for free just by being in the bar. Imagine that. Every time the mayor comes in, he drinks for nothing. There's another restaurant in Columbus that it gives away a free parking space to the mayor. When the mayor turns up outside the bar, the owner will move their car so that the mayor can get in there. So it might sound trivial, it might sound crazy, but more and more people are doing this, and it's free. It creates interaction, it creates buzz. Can you imagine the press release that you can send out saying, we're giving away a free parking space? And then there's review sites. So we heard yesterday that Yelp can be good for you, it can be bad for you. Whatever it is, it's there. So we've got to at least try and control the message. We all book our vacations looking at TripAdvisor, and I've booked my vacation, stayed in hotels that didn't have a great review, but the manager was responding to every single review that was in there saying, sorry to hear about that, here's what went wrong, let's fix it. I could see they were on top of it. So social media isn't about taking things off the table and hiding it in review sites. You shouldn't be asking me, how do I delete a bad comment? It should be, how do we get more good comments so that we can, over time, reduce the number of poor ratings that we have. So we can claim our venues on Yelp, on TripAdvisor, on CitySearch. we can claim those venues so that we can at least respond to our customers. Maybe just one response and say, sorry to hear about that. Can I call you? Let's make this right, to show that you're at least on top of the situation. Now, how do you monitor what's being said about you? I talked about Twitter being the water cooler. Well, here are 3 free tools that you can use. nutshellmail.com, search.twitter.com, and Google Alerts, google.com/alerts. I'll email everybody this presentation so that you can get these details as well. But these are 3 easy tools that will send you an email and tell you what people are saying about you and what people are saying about your business. Okay, moving on to creating a content strategy. So you've set your goals, you know what it is you want to achieve. I want to increase revenue by 10%. I want to get 100 more customers in the door purely by using Facebook. I've built my platforms, I've customized them. My customers can interact with me, they can engage, I can collect their email addresses, great. Now what? Well, now it's about a content strategy. We had a question yesterday that asked, what's that sweet spot? How many things should I post? What shouldn't I post? When is too much? It's all about testing. I don't know what the answer is until I start understanding what you do, who you're trying to reach, and think about content that I think may appeal. You know, there's a whole list of content that we can test, we can try. It's all about getting the customer to engage. So it has to appeal to our audience. Next time you go to Facebook, before you type anything, ask yourself, who cares? Is this of any importance or any interest to our customer base right now, or am I just doing it because I'm afraid not to post to Facebook? So you have to appeal to your audience. If it's a seafood restaurant, well then something seafood related is probably going to appeal more than I got a nice pair of new shoes yesterday. So you've got to appeal to the audience. Look at your marketing calendar. What have you got scheduled for the next 14 days, the next 30 days? Build your content strategy around your events. After all, you've already planned your events. Now we want to use these tools like Facebook and Twitter to get more people in the door. So start by working out what days have I got events and build your content around it. If you've got a trivia night, instead of just saying 7 to 9 tonight, trivia, $100 prize, boom. How about starting the morning off by asking a couple of trivia questions and rewarding people and say, listen, the first person to get this right wins a t-shirt. Or you can run 3 or 4 questions throughout the day, and then after the 4 questions say, you know, you're all great at trivia, come in tonight and answer the questions, you can win $100. It's about engaging. It's not about pushing stuff out, it's about talking with. So think about your content in terms of open-ended. If I say, I've got a great fish and chip special tonight, it's $10. What interaction am I ever likely to get or be able to solicit based on that information? It's closed. If I say, what's your favorite meal? Is it our fish and chips or is it our shepherd's pie? Well, now we've got a question, and now we've got somebody who can comment on it. Or even if I ask somebody to comment, give us your feedback on this dish. Give us your feedback on our music last night. Click like if you're excited about our event tonight. These are all engagement strategies and ways we can get our customers to share our information better. Local events, that's another idea when you're creating a content strategy. It's not just about your bar. So if you're in a downtown area, it's as beneficial to you to get the word out about all the events in your area as opposed to just what's taking place in your bar. It's that high tide, all the boats rise with that high tide, and you want to get more information out there so that you become known as the hub, that central point, going back to that community about the pub owner in Ireland years ago, knowing everything that took place in the area. Couldn't move, but he knew which direction you moved in. It should be the same on your Facebook page, where you are that hub of interaction, you are that hub of information about what's taking place in that area tonight or next week. And is there anything newsworthy taking place? Is there something taking place in the area that would be worth mentioning? Do you have a staff member who's achieved notoriety somehow? Can you reference some pop culture things? Is there some Charlie Sheen style post that'll really work this morning and then nobody will care in a week? What can we do that's newsworthy? And photos and videos. You can never ever have too many photos and videos. If all you did was put photos and videos up on Facebook, you'd probably have a pretty good strategy, because they rise to the top on Facebook very quickly based on their formulas. People see them first when they log into Facebook, and it evokes the atmosphere that you wanted them to see. If it's a Monday morning, they're sitting in their cubicle and they weren't in your bar on a Friday night, at least they can see what they missed, and they'll definitely be there next Friday. If they don't see these photos and videos, they have no idea of what's taking place in your bar, and they have no idea what they're missing. It's easy to take a photo, it's easy to take a video. If you've got a smartphone, you can do it on the fly. If you've got an iPhone, you can walk around taking pictures all night, and it's easy to do. Okay, let's look at what content you should be putting out on Facebook. Exclusive deals. So you should reward your customers for being a fan on Facebook. I showed you examples of how you can win a $200 gift card just by being a fan. So something exclusive that's only available to Facebook is going to increase that loyalty and that interaction with your customers. We're all mad about reality TV, reality shows. We love to see what's going on. So what's going on behind the scenes in your bar, your restaurant? There's a restaurant in Indianapolis called Scotty's Brewhouse, and they have iPads built into the booths in the restaurant that once you've ordered your meal, you can watch a video of the chef preparing that meal from maybe a few weeks ago. Just a pre-recorded video where the server will say, look, that's the chef preparing it. Think about that transparency. You know, what are you worried about when you go into a restaurant? Food poisoning, maybe it's not so clean behind the scenes. What this video is going to show us, here's how it's prepared. So how can we be transparent? Can we take a picture? I worked with one restaurant owner who was so proud of his storerooms. He said, these are the cleanest storerooms in any bar you'll ever find. And I said, well, you need to take pictures of that. And I said, what would be funny is if you took a picture of you eating your breakfast off the floor of the storeroom and showed people just how clean it is. And he loved the idea. But he was so proud of this. Imagine if you knew how clean the storerooms are, you're pretty sure how clean the kitchens are. The dish of the day. So instead of putting up there $7.99 fish and chips, take a photo. Upload a quality photo. People buy with their eyes, and people share that with their friends. They're unlikely to share just a bit of text, but they'll share a photo. Same with a cocktail special. How hard would it be to take a quick video of your bartender making a cocktail? Every one of our phones probably in here right now can take a video, short video, 2 minutes. How long does it take to make a cocktail? Less. Upload it online and say, come into Barry tonight. He'll prepare this cocktail for you personally. I'll go into the bar and say, hey, I saw your video. I can't believe you're preparing it for me. And I've got a connection. You can introduce new staff members on Facebook. Ask them to introduce themselves. Ask them to tell their friends when they're going to work. Take a picture of the staff member and say, hey, we'd like to welcome John to the team. He's a great bartender. He brings with him 5 years of experience and whatever it might be. But just make it interesting. We're talking about making a connection with customers. A daily quote. Something we did with Kildare's actually, and we did it on Twitter as well, was because it's an Irish bar, because they're an Irish bar with drinking is a big part of an Irish bar. Obviously, we put out a daily quote on Twitter that was just maybe an Oscar Wilde quote about drink, or it was just a daily funny quote. And it got reposted so many times, so many people clicked on like and clicked on comment. It's just something simple, just a daily quote. If you run an Italian restaurant, you could post a little quote about Italian cuisine. It's something easy, it's something simple. Surprisingly, it gets a lot of interaction. Obviously, photos and videos of any bar event and menu changes. We should be using our community that we build up online to help us grow our business. If you're trying out a new menu, rather than thinking what you think the customers want and push it out there, why don't you get the customers to help you decide? Run a menu tasting where you say, guys, we've got 10 dishes, we need to choose 4. We'd love the first 20 people to comment, get a free menu tasting. And then you photo and you video the event, and you take pictures of everything, and you upload that afterwards and say, look what you missed. So people are understanding that you're bought into the community and you want their feedback, and that it increases the loyalty a little bit more. Local events I spoke about, and obviously replies and comments. If somebody asks a question, you want to be able to answer that. Let's look at some Twitter content. And I know I'm going very quickly, but I've got a lot to cover in a short period of time. So with Twitter, you can listen to what's going on locally. Again, just like Facebook, you can run Twitter-only promotions. If you need to find out who in your area is using Twitter, go to a website called nearbytweets.com. Nearbytweets.com. You can type in your location, you can type in a keyword, and everybody in your area who's using Twitter will pop up. Ask your customers to name a menu item. AJ Bomber's restaurant in Milwaukee, every morning they make their burger, 11 o'clock, they put a picture of it on Twitter and say, whoever names this burger gets it for free at lunchtime. So everybody comes in with their name, and that guy gets his free burger, maybe brings his friends with him, but doesn't he have a story to tell somebody else now? Obviously, we're going to respond to customer queries. Nearbytweets.com allows you to find new customers. If somebody's got a problem, they left their wallet behind, they left their purse, maybe they use Twitter. You know, we got rid of the telex machine because no customers were using it, and nobody was using it anymore, but now they're using Twitter. So if we were to make a decision, I don't want to use Twitter, well, your customers do. So we've now got to respond wherever they want to communicate with us. So just see what they're saying to you. Maybe you set up a Twitter account, you quickly discover, wow, a lot of people are actually using this to interact with me. And keep an eye on competitors. Put in the search terms for your competitors and see what people are saying about them. When we create content online, or we create content offline. When I say offline, I mean in your bar. So it's one thing to do all this in the office, and we set all this up, but how do your customers know that you've got this in place? Do you share with them in the bar? Because your customers are already there, so let's start with them. How do you get them back on Facebook? How do you get them on Twitter? How do you show them that they can check in and get a special? Well, you've got to tell them how to find you. You've got to share, just like I'm sharing with you at the bottom there, @thebarblogger on Twitter, facebook.com/thebarblogger. You know where to find me now. So do your customers know where to find you? Remind them to tweet, check in. If you've got a DJ at night, maybe 3 or 4 times during the night he stops and says, okay, the next 10 people to tweet out the name of the bar and say they're having a great time will get a free shot. And we've done that with bars where people have tweeted out like crazy. We've got 50, 60 tweets in the space of 3 minutes, all because there's a server standing there with a tray of Jell-O shots. And they're telling all their friends, I'm having a great time tonight in this bar. Obviously, you add your social media links to your website. I'm not a big fan of just saying to people, find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter. You don't say to somebody, find us in the telephone book. You give them the number. You give them exactly the details of how they can find you. And incentivize your customers to engage. We offer a $200 gift card. I would never incentivize somebody to review my business, incidentally. I don't believe in paying for play in that sense. But certainly, hey, get involved with us. We run draws, Facebook-only promotions. So here's an example of what we did with Schmidt's Restaurant, is that to show our customers how they can find us, we wanted our customers to upload their photos of their great memories and their events in Schmidt's to Facebook so they could share it with their friends. And these are business cards. They sit on all the tables, and customers can take them away. And on the reverse of it, it's got all the details. So it serves as a business card, but it also tells people very clearly what we want them to do. Schmidt's is a great place for parties, celebrations. We want people to share their memories online. The amount of people who share their photos on Schmidt's website is unbelievable, on Schmidt's Facebook page, because people love to share their memories. It's an emotional buy-in. And moving on to measurement and monetization. Okay, so we spoke about how to set a goal for your bar or your restaurant, how to actually work out what it is that we want to achieve. We now know that it's a measurable goal that we've set. We know that it's something that I've got the skills to achieve. We worked out that Facebook and Twitter location-based services are probably some of the most important for me, and they're the ones that I need to utilize the most in my business. So then I've said about customizing them. I've made sure that I can provide the platform for my customers to send me a message. My telephone number is on the Facebook page. And then I've pushed out content that I think is relevant to those customers. Now, before we go into measurement and monetization, let's talk a little bit about that sweet spot again in terms of when is too much content. And I'll show you how to measure that, but people who don't push anything out at all run the risk of just not taking advantage of that community and have that reliance built up on social media or on traditional advertising. I spoke to an owner a few weeks ago who said he spends $10,000 a month across his 4 restaurants on print, TV, and radio advertising. And he said he's afraid of his life of not spending it. And I asked him, what does he think would happen if he didn't spend? He said, well, the restaurants, they'd shut down. And I said, how do you know this? How do you know how much of your business is